welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Catherine Maleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week, we are continuing with our watches of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist Season 2 and Veronica Mars Season 3. And we watched the 6th episode of both of these. So first up, Zoe's Extraordinary Reckoning. This one was entirely focused on the workplace. Well, I guess there was a scene or two with Max and Mo.
Yeah.
The reckoning in question was about the experience of Simon and other people of color at Spark Point. There was a good scene where Zoe went to talk to Mo to try to get advice on how to talk to Simon, and Mo was just like, you really didn't just come ask your black friend how to talk to your other black friend. Nope. Not doing it. And it was a good message, and it was so like Mo in the way that it was delivered that I really appreciated.
Yeah. It was a very good episode. I thought that everything was very well done. I think this show is at its best when it's about something and not just kind of running through the usual, I keep saying sitcom even though it's an hour-long show, but it really oftentimes has the story beats of a sitcom.
Yes.
You know, when it has that serious undertone, I think that weights it in a productive way. Last season, that was obviously her father dying. And in this, now we have this new storyline about systemic racism. And it was very well done. And I thought all the musical numbers were great. I don't know to what degree I should have an opinion about any of it. I'm very, that sounds flip, but it's like, they're taking in different viewpoints, and it's interesting to see it. And
well, you don't want to be like the person at the town hall. You don't want to be the person at the town hall who's like, this one time, Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's a great point. I mean, I think all the points made are very good and very strong, and I enjoyed seeing them accompanied by musical numbers. So I don't know that I want to see an entire season of it. Although that's not to say that anybody needs to care what I want to see. But I thought for this episode, it was excellent, and that there were some ways to go forward with it that would be interesting.
Right. I mean, this is the first we've ever seen, for example, the board of Spark Point, and realized it's mostly old white guys.
Yeah.
Which, for a tech company, not, is a little surprising, but of course that's the message that they're giving. Like, this definitely still happens and is not helpful. So.
Yeah, I mean, the show has mostly, not entirely, because Mo is a large part of the cast and Simon is a large part of the cast, but plotline-wise, it's mostly been about privileged white people. Zoe's family is obviously not hurting. It's tech workers making a pretty nice salary, I guess, living in San Francisco. Right. So this is an interesting turn for it to take and to challenge the audience. And it will be interesting to see where they go with it from here. Right. If this is a one-time, we did our Emmy episode on an important social issue, and then it goes back to, being about her mother and her gardening business and Zoe having to choose amongst several suitors and hijinks at the tech company. So it's I guess I don't want it to go entirely back to that either. I don't want it to. So I hope that they make this the weighty plot line of the season the way her dad was in the first, where it wasn't all about that. It wasn't always about that, but that was always a thing. So I'll be interesting to see where it goes from here.
I thought there was some good dancing in this one. It seemed like a little more dancing than in...
Yeah, there did seem to be. And well done. And well integrated into the story.
Yes. And this was, a minor subplot, but Mo and Max got Danny Michael Davis to invest in the business. And sure enough, Mo was like, I'll take that check.
Yes, exactly.
Very much when Max wavered a little bit, as we had talked about last week with his dad.
Yes.
Mo was the one to be there and be like, are you crazy? Just take it.
I'm going to think in the back of my head that Mo just called up his dad and said, Max has had a change of heart. You can send the check to this address.
If I were Zoe or Danny Michael Davis, I might be like, hey, my people have a job and it's not to fix your code.
Yeah.
Max kind of just took them over for half a day.
Like old time's sake.
But since they never seem to be actually working, I guess it's fine.
Yeah. So we have to wait a little bit to see where they're going with this, right?
Yes. So Zoe is now going on like a extended spring break, winter break, from now until the end of March. So on hold.
Yep.
For the time being. Who knows what could happen in Zoe's world in 5-6 weeks.
So many things.
We'll find out.
She's taking that trip we've been wanting for her. She's going on that vacation. We're just not going to get to see it.
Right.
Enjoy, Zoe. Go someplace warm, unlike San Francisco.
All right. So we'll get back to Zoe in several weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
And for now, we will move on to Veronica Mars. This week's episode was called Hi, Infidelity.
You know what Veronica Mars could use? Some snappy musical numbers. Veronica gets up in front of the class and says, hey, which of you, accused me of cheating? And the students all get up, do a little dance, sing. Yeah. I would rather watch that than about 2/3 of any of these episodes this season, but that's okay. They go to the cafeteria. Logan could lead a mean musical number. Man, I don't know if Jason Dorian can sing or not, but he's got the tude for it, doesn't he, Just? Can't you just see him doing it? Leading a bunch of co-eds in a, anyway.
Yeah. There was very little Logan in this episode.
There was.
Am I misremembering?
No, not a lot. But at the end, dun, 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 he's involved in something that he doesn't want to tell Veronica about.
Yes.
Yes,
so once again, it's like almost every week, Veronica has figured out who the rapist is.
Yeah, but not.
And may or may not be right about it. I mean, this was a pretty flimsy set of, flimsy amount of evidence that she, Parker remembered the cologne on this guy. And then Veronica, of course, sneaked into his room and found clippers. But, people can have clippers. I don't know. I mean, Weevil probably has clippers. He's bald. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
My theory is that the rapist is the TA, but sort of a misdirection on that this week when he turned out to be supposedly helping Veronica by, framing her for cheating. But something about that guy is not right.
Right. Yeah.
So put my money down.
Could be the wig that they gave him so that you forgot that he played a totally different character last season.
Oh, that's right. That's the dude who played it. Oh, geez. Lucky, right?
Lucky.
So stupid.
That was very convoluted, that whole, mystery of the week, which was who framed Veronica for cheating or who set her up.
Yeah.
Very convoluted.
Yes.
Because she found out about her professor having an affair with the dean's wife separate from... Oh, no, she didn't.
No, it was in the
that whole
pursuit.
Rory Finch thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I am liking Ed Begley Jr. quite a lot, though. He's I guess, going to be here for comic relief, unless they're misdirecting us. But I am here for it. That's fine. You poor sucker. But I guess his wife has gotten over the terrible near-death experience of her child from last week.
Yeah.
And can take, I guess has like in-house help for him in his recovery, so she can go sneak off to a hotel with her boyfriend.
With this professor guy.
Yeah. Oh, and then down the hall somewhere, Keith, this is not going to end well, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it that you were hit by a car that convinced you should not have left, but still.
Right. Convinced you that, yes, having an affair with a married woman would be a good idea.
I kept expecting to see Vinny in a corner of the bar snapping pictures.
Yeah. maybe that's to come.
I would not be surprised. Come on, man. You know better.
Yeah, you know better.
And tangentially, man, there's nothing like somebody getting T-boned in an intersection to make you jump while you're watching something, is there?
Oh my gosh. And gasped out loud.
It was like my daughter said, what happened? I usually am hyper aware of when somebody's driving in a car that they're going to get hit.
Yes.
I completely was not braced for it this time for some reason. And then I kept thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be somebody is going to shoot him or something's going to happen. Something else is going to happen. But no.
Right.
Keith. You know better, man.
Yes.
You do. What are you going to say to your daughter who caught you?
Yeah, she does not approve of this.
Let's, on a completely lightweight note, Veronica's hair. Again, we note that sometimes it's straight and sometimes it's curly. But when it's curly, it's like Taylor Swift curly. It's like, I kept looking at her and saying, who does that hair remind me of? And it was like early era Taylor Swift.
Taylor.
With all the little curls around the face.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why? This is not you. What the heck?
No. And as we mentioned before, very time consuming.
Does a producer have a girlfriend who's like a hair person and said, come on, I'll get you a job. We'll just do up Kristen's hair every so often. It just looks, it's wrong for the character by like a lot.
Yeah, it really is.
But this whole show is like grown-ups' conception of what college is like, so I suppose they sit around and do each other's hair, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, as you predicted, Veronica was availing herself of Weevil's master set of keys.
You know it.
As we knew would happen.
His job there is just a plot device.
Yes.
But that's fine.
Keeping him out of jail and keeping her equipped to enter any space that she...
That's important. That's important.
Oh, yeah.
And, can't she help Wallace study? Right? Wouldn't that be something that she would be doing? Wouldn't she be helping her friend?
But what does she know about chemical or mechanical engineering?
I don't. She could make flashcards or something. She could like, sure. She's a resourceful girl. She could go Google, well, it wasn't Google. What's the search engine she uses?
Oh, yeah, Planet Zoey.
Yeah, she could go Planet Zoey it and find some information. I don't know. It just seems like she's, okay, well, bye. Good luck with your life-challenging thing. Right. That professor should give him a hand, don't you think? Don't you think he should mentor him? He just seems to be like...
Yes. Yeah, since Wallace confessed to...
Yeah, and he's stuck with the class. And he's, sacrificing some of his basketball potential.
Right.
This is somebody you take under your wing, Professor, unless you are a bad guy, which is entirely possible. We don't know yet.
Seems like kind of a bad guy. I mean, he's just he seems to assume that Wallace is not smart.
He seems like an actor who has played a bad guy in other things. I know I recognize him from stuff. The kind of smooth, weaselly type. But here he seems like...
There's lots of those in Veronica Mars. I know. Weaselly types. It's a thing.
Yeah. Would a professor ask a student to go to lunch to discuss her future? Is that a thing that would happen?
No, that's icky.
Office hours, I know, are a thing. I don't think going to lunch in a public place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that it was in a public place if, he asked her to go someplace private. But even so, would that not be unwise?
Yeah, agreed. It's weird.
And the whole thing from last week of, trying to investigate Claire's rape and then it turning out that it was her boyfriend in the picture. They dispatched that. I mean, I said, obviously, they'd staged the rape, and they dispatched with it in like 5 minutes. That was it. I put it in the newspaper, and now everybody hates me. So, or did she put it in the newspaper? Because the editor got fired.
That whole thing was very strange because, I mean, just because she was with her boyfriend doesn't mean she couldn't have gotten raped later.
Yeah, but she had already been roofied at that point, they seem to feel. It was, but then why was she at the ATM with her... Why?
Yeah. And also, usually a student newspaper is independent of the administration.
Yes, well, she tried that, but it didn't work, I guess.
Yeah.
The whole thing just seems designed to make people hate Veronica, which, give them the DVDs from the first and second seasons, will you please?
Right.
Everybody who hates Veronica should look at what this girl has been through, okay? She's cool. Stop it. So many colleges in the world, Veronica. So many colleges in California that you could probably get a reduced rate on. Seriously. UCSB was a fine school. I enjoyed it. A lot of alcohol, which might do you well, honey. Just go, go someplace with a beach, far from Logan, far from Neptune. Well, you grew up by a beach. Then go to UC, what's the one? What's the one that's sort of in the woods somewhere? There's so many places to go, honey. Why, oh, why Hearst College? Why, oh, why? I don't understand. I wanted to get away from my hometown. I didn't want to go to the college in town, but now I find out that there's a serial rapist there. Yes, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, sign me up.
Oh, well.
It's a problem.
I don't get it. You're a smart girl, Veronica. Stop curling your hair and get out of town.
Yes.
This thing with your dad is only going to lead to heartbreak. You don't need to be there for it. You could hear about it by phone.
And we could still, watch Keith. We don't mind seeing him.
Santa Cruz. UC Santa Cruz. That's
Sounds
got
nice.
had kind of a Mooncalf Collective vibe when I was in high school. So that might be a nice, peaceful place to go hang.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Sounds good. Well, we'll see what happens next week.
So we'll
do episode 7 of season 3. It's called Of Vice and Men. And we'll also listen to the Veronica Mars Investigations podcast that will cover episodes 5, 6, and 7. And then after that, we'll just double down on Veronica for a little while until Zoey comes back. That's our plan.
Because we enjoy each episode so much, we want to do 2.
But for next week, just one, because we'll have the podcast to go along with it.
All right.
So
sounds like a plan.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Goodbye, everyone.